don't, we'll mix it. And I think we'll use a little bit of pink. Remember how we've done pink trees in the past? So for our pink trees, we're gonna make, you can use your own purple pink shade, or you can mix it by mixing red and white. If you have a color that is similar to pink, like purple or pink, we can use that one too, but you don't need it. So the basic colors you need are these 4 right now. And we'll add a little bit of black too, just in case we need it. Yeah, so let's get your colors in your palette first. Just trying to fix my camera.
Hello.
Hello. I think I have to lower my canvas a little bit more. Just bear with me. So for those who just joined, we're just getting our palette ready. We need yellow, blue, red, white, and black. There we go. If you were not here with us last class, you can practice the trees that we're gonna make down here. It's always nice to practice. And you can later make the entire painting on your own. It'll be on YouTube. So I think the first brush we're going to use is a nice round brush. Make sure you have your water on the side and your paper towel to clean your brushes. So I'm just getting my colors ready. So yellow, blue, red, white, maybe you can put black on your palette, or you can just have the black next to you just in case we need it. So these are my first 3 colors. I think for the first set of trees, maybe we can use maybe a round brush. It doesn't have to be small. So a round brush like this. I think I'm gonna try this one. So we're gonna first paint some trees. And the first trees that we're painting will be pink. So if you have your own pink shade, you can use pink or a similar color. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. If you don't have pink, you create it by mixing white and red. Okay. So if you were, I am gonna use this one because I like it better, but if you were to mix your own, just grab a little bit of red and lots of white. You start adding white and white and white. It gives you pink. So I have my first pink here. You see it's not too light. It's actually a bit dark and I like that. I am going to add just a little bit of blue, just a drop of blue to my pink to make it a little bit darker. Good. I'm happy with that darkish pink. So if you're mixing your own pink, mix a little bit of yellow, red, more yellow, more white, red and white, and just a little drop of blue to give you a dark purple. I'm going a little bit fast just so my paint doesn't dry, but I'll go over it again. So my first tree, I'll paint it over here. And remember how we paint trees? We dab, 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 dab. And go over your tower, it doesn't matter. This is the first tree. We're just creating the basic shape of the tree first. And we can make another one over here. Let me know if you're having trouble mixing the pink. And maybe a smaller one.
Teacher, when I do my pink, red and white, and a pinch of...
Made 3 clouds for the pink, for the trees. So remember, I touch and let go, touch and let go. Don't worry about going over the tower. So whatever color you got right now, we're gonna make 2 more colors out of that color. We're gonna make a darker color and also a lighter color. So if yours turned out a little bit more orange, we're gonna make a darker orange and a lighter orange. So if you were able to get a pink color, you're gonna add blue, but look how much I'm adding. You see the tip of my brush? That's only the amount that I add. Just a tiny, tiny drop to my pink. if you got an orange color, you can add, so orange is red, and you can add a little bit more red to see if you got a darker orange or a more red orange. But just a little bit, only a tiny, tiny drop changes a lot the color. It is very strong. Once you have that darker color, we're gonna do, oh, this is too similar, so I'm gonna make it darker. And we're gonna put that darker color at the bottom of our trees. Just at the bottom. If you're not sure how to make your color darker, you can also add a tiny, tiny drop of black. But remember how tiny my drops are. Once you're done with the lower, darker color, then we're gonna grab our first color, the pink one or the orange one, the basic one, the very first one we mixed, and then we add white. And now I get a light color, which I'm gonna put on the top of my tree. Remember, you just tap, 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 tap. You can go back and forth with your colors. I'm just adding more pink. And once you're done, let's wash our brushes. I'm gonna repeat what we just did. We first took a pink color. If you mix red and white and it gives you more like an orange, that's fine. Just use that color. And we create our first cloud, our first shape. Then we added a little bit of blue or black to that first color, and we paint this bottom part of our tree. After we painted our bottom part, we go back to that very first color we created, the pink, and add white. With that lighter color, we paint the top. And remember, we just dab, 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 touch, and let go. Don't drag the paint. Just that touch and let go. And after you do that, you can see what colors you're missing. Maybe you want to put a little bit more darker color, or the first color, or lighter color, and do the same thing. If you're almost done, we're gonna get ready with our green. Remember, you can use the green you have in your, if you got a green in your package, you can use that one, like a leaf green. If you don't have your own green, you can mix it using yellow and green. So I'm gonna mix my green. So I'm gonna grab yellow. I'm gonna put it over here. Lots of yellow, a little bit of blue. You see how much blue I add? Just a tiny bit. If I need more, I'll add more later. Just a tiny bit. So we're gonna call this green number 1, and we're gonna make a tree at the back, a big one. This is just the very basic. Very easy to make trees. That was our green number 1. Now we're gonna create a green number 2. So I have the first green I created. I'm gonna add blue. So if you're using your own green, you take the green and you add a drop of blue and this much red. Let's add, sorry, my camera is not focusing, but you can see the tiny, tiny drop of red. and add red slowly to make green darker. So this is my green with a drop of red. It's a bit darker. Same thing, we're gonna go at the bottom, imagining where the leaves would go. I'll give you some time to catch up, and I'm just going to review what I did. I took yellow and blue and made a green number 1 to draw the shape of my tree. Then I added a little bit more blue and a little bit of red to the green, because we know that to make a green darker, we always add red, but just a little bit. And that gave me a green number 2, a dark green. If you added maybe too much red or too much blue, just add yellow again to go back to the green you want. If you still have green on your brush, you can make little strokes upwards just to mimic the grass. And if you're done with that darker color, we're gonna use the first green that we had to make a lighter green. So if you run out of green, that's okay, we can mix more. So yellow, lots of yellow, a little bit of blue, so lots of yellow and a little bit of blue gives me a light yellow green. I think it needs to be lighter, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white, just the tip. So I put that lighter green on the top of my tree, on the top. And I added even more white just to do the very top of the tree. It's a good idea to rotate your brush anytime you put a stroke. So touch, rotate, so every mark that you leave looks different. They don't all have to be the exact same. And that's her big tree. And once you're done with that, we're gonna wash our brush because we don't need any more green. Well, if you have lots of green left, you can put another layer at the bottom. Mine is too light now to, let me fix it. Only if you wanna use your green. So very light. Maybe you can make like little strokes indicating a little bit of grass. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to. Make sure the color is similar to the one you had before. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush. And for our next color, we're gonna mix brown for the trunk of the tree. If you have brown already mixed, you can use that one. So remember last time we mixed brown is if you don't have your own brown, it's yellow, blue, and red. These three colors give you brown. I like to start with the yellow and the
How do you tell?
hello.
Oh yeah, it is.
You start with the yellow and the red to give you orange, and then slowly add blue. Or if you have lots of green left, you can just add red, lots of red. That will make the green brown. Whatever you choose to do is fine, it's the same. So if you have lots of green from our last color, just add lots of red. So I had my green and I added lots of red. It gave me this color. And we need to use a round, small brush. To make the trees. These trees tend to have very or thinner trunks. So we're gonna stay with the thinner. We have done so many trees. You should be experts by now. Perfect. I'm done with my my trees. You can wash your brush. We'll wash your brushes.
To delete the
And now we're going to add a little bit of highlights to our tower. So we're gonna just add 2 colors to the Eiffel Tower because right now it's too flat. So the first color we're going to mix is kind of a blue. So we'll just get blue, white, a little bit of red, just a little bit. And a bit of yellow to should give this just an interesting blue. Maybe let me just try it here. Maybe it's too light, so I'm gonna add a bit more blue and black. Gonna test. I think that's okay. So I added blue, a little bit of white or of yellow, sorry, a little bit of white, a little bit of red. So pretty much all the colors, but just tiny drops to change the blue hue. So blue, lots of blue, a little bit of white, a drop of yellow, a drop of red, and a drop of black. I'm just gonna start painting before my paint dries, but you take your time mixing the color you want. So with this, I'm just gonna make small lines here and there over the lines I already have. And I'm not doing the entire line. You see how I just do a little bit here, a little bit there. Don't do the entire line because we're just making highlights. So I touch here. I'm going to repeat how I mix this blue. Yours doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but I used blue, lots of blue, a drop of yellow, a drop of red, a drop of white, and a drop of black. And I'm not drawing the entire lines. I just touch a little bit or just a little part of that line. This part I do want to go over just a little bit. Just choose any lines. I like to do the big ones. And I go over it with the paint just a little to bring it out. I'm going to bring the painting closer to the camera so you can see. You can choose to do the lines that are vertical, the ones that are going down, and just put a little bit of blue. Not too much, don't cover the entire line. And once you're done, you can clean your brush because we're gonna mix another color. If you're done, you can wash your brush. We're gonna mix another color to do the same thing we just did. But this time it will be a warm color. So let me mix it first and then I'll show you. So I mix red and yellow. Gives me a nice golden orange. More yellow than red. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but just an orangey color. I'm gonna test it. I think that's okay. So this is the color I made. It's red and yellow. And this time I'm going to do the same thing, but with the smaller lines. Not all of them. So just a few lines here and there to add a bit of highlights and color. Just go over the first lines you drew. Don't go over the blue line you just drew. Just do the other lines you didn't touch. And the last step, take your time with the tower if you want. The last thing we're going to do is just add more grass over here. And we're done. Once you're done, wash your brushes. If you have a fan brush, like this one, we can use it for grass. If you don't have it, you can use a flat brush. Doesn't have to be this angle, but this one is a flat one as well. So we're gonna mix a little bit of green again. So yellow, blue makes green. So this is my yellow and blue. Compare with your current green. You want it to be similar, but just a little bit lighter. So just 1 second. So I just mixed yellow and green. That gave me a green that is, you just need to show you a little bit closer. A green that is slightly lighter. Do you see that difference? So we're gonna draw a little bit of grass here and there. Just upwards. When it's close to the trees, you can draw a little bit around and then up again. If you have the fan brush, you do the same. It's just faster. I think I'm running out of paint already. See how much faster it is? Trying not to cover the camera, but with the fan brush, I put it vertical and just drag upwards. This is with my regular brush, flat brush, just upwards. This way we get a little bit more texture. And that's it. Actually, let's make, I don't know how big you make your trees, but I didn't cover this part, so I'm gonna get a little bit of black. So check your tower. I'm just gonna get a little bit of black and then continue it down here because it's supposed to be here. I don't know if that makes sense. But maybe you covered it with the tree and that's fine. You don't need to do this. I forgot to cover it. So just 3 lines. So I just continue these lines. I draw an X. And that's my tower. I'm just adding the blue that they had in the orange that we made, just a tiny bit. That makes more sense. And we are done. Once you're done, remember to sign. You can choose any color that you use to sign. I think I'm gonna sign it with black. I like to put the year because in a few years, once you look back, you want to remember when you did it. And that's it. That's our painting. Remember to rinse all your brushes.